Hey everybody, how's it going? Okay, so I just got back from seeing Heart Eyes opening night at the theater. So I've really been looking forward to this one for a while now. As you know, I'm a pretty big slasher fan, as you can tell. So this one I was pretty stoked about as soon as I heard about it, really. Now I thought, by the way it sounded, it could be another, Valentine. I don't know how many of you've seen that one, but that's another one that's well over 20 years old. It's part of that whole Scream style of slasher movie that came out. I remember watching it more than once. I didn't mind the movie, but it had its cheesy moments, and I wasn't a big fan of the mask. I thought it was a little silly, like a cherub or like Cupid, if you will. But I thought it could be something like that, right? But then when I saw the trailer for Hard Eyes, I was like, that actually looks pretty cool. I was kind of impressed with the way the killer looks. And yeah, I was really looking forward to it. So my daughter and I went tonight. It's actually her 14th birthday, so I decided to, take her to the movie. She had some interest in seeing this one. And this is just basically my take on it, so I'm not going to give you any spoilers or anything like that. I'll try to keep it very basic, just to give you an idea of what I thought and like the goods and bads, without giving anything away. So, okay, so the movie starts off really strong. I thought it has a good opening that really pulls you in. Almost like a Scream style opening. Sort of. It has that feel. And I felt really the entire first act was really solid. The thing is as the movie went on, like into the second and third act, I thought it got a little, well, I guess a little disappointing, you can say. Like I felt it got fairly goofy with some of the dialogue and some of the things the actors did, like the decisions they made. You know. Even for a slasher movie, like obviously they're going to be making some decisions that are probably ill-advised, or it wouldn't make the movie as exciting. But this was like bad in some cases where you're like, what? They would never do that, or they would never say that, or just the whole way the thing went down with the whole relationship thing going on there. Because basically it's a rom-com horror slasher movie. And it has some pretty deliberate goofiness in it. So, overall, at the end of the day, I thought it was a fun movie. And it has some pretty good kills in it. Although, you got to see a lot of that stuff in the trailer again. So they didn't really leave us a lot. But there were some cool kills, and they didn't hold back on some gore. They definitely have some cool gory effects and stuff that really makes it worthwhile, but so much of it just kind of made no sense, and just the route they went with the killer and everything, it seemed to take everything kind of scary away from it. Like there was a lot of goofy scenes. There's a time where you can crack jokes, in certain scenes, and it sort of lightens the mood a little, or helps break up a little bit of tension. But I felt like the stuff that was done, it completely killed the tension entirely. It didn't really make the killer scary, or it didn't really give me what I was looking for out of the movie. I felt the beginning, it was there. Like I said, I watched the opening and I was like impressive, and pretty much the whole first act, I would call it. It looked promising and pretty cool, and then it just slowly got and more like, you're kidding me. Then it got just wacky goofy. So for me, I guess it was a little bit disappointing. But at the end of the day, I still felt it to be entertaining. But in the beginning, it was feeling like it was going to be like as good as an 8 out of 10, like very entertaining slasher. And by the end, it felt more like a 5.5 or so. So I mean, overall, maybe 6.5, maybe 7, somewhere around there, I would say. Again, I didn't hate it. Like, it was fun, but it was full of so much. Why on earth would you do that? Why would they say that? Why would she or he act like that in this scene? The acting itself is good. There wasn't really any acting where I thought was bad. Nothing really stood out. But I just thought a lot of the writing and dialogue was like, what? You know, it just, a lot of it made no sense. So it really pulled me away from the story that started really promising. So that's my quick take on it. You know, if you love slashers like I do and stuff, you might still want to, you know, get out there and see it. I'm not saying don't see it, you know. It seems to have gotten quite a few good reviews too. Like, I noticed the critics gave it 85% on Rotten Tomatoes going in. Mind you, I take the critics' opinions with a grain of salt, of course. I tend to go with audience reviews. I haven't even seen any of those yet, but I have seen some favorable reviews here and there. So I know plenty of people liked it. And again, I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I didn't love it. And especially from the beginning, I thought I could totally love this. And this looks like this could be a really cool franchise. And they just went so silly with it and really goofy with it. And yeah, it left me kind of going, huh? So I guess that's really my quick take on it. So if you've seen it, let me know what you guys think in the comments, or if you're planning on seeing it or whatever. By all means, share your experience. I'd love to know what you guys thought. But for me, overall, it's just a little disappointing because I was really expecting it to be this cool new franchise with another kind of slasher villain, I guess you could say. Because it is a pretty cool outfit and stuff. It was neat in that respect. But yeah, I just don't know what they were thinking there. Maybe they hadn't decided what way they were totally going to go, you know. I know obviously it's rom-com feel to it, but I thought they were going to go like rom-com horror and just make this like a Valentine's, you know, annual thing, which they still might try to do. I'm not saying they can't do that or can or whatever, because again, I don't want to give anything away, but I just thought it could have been executed a lot better if they kept it a little more serious, you know, because like I said, it really got goofy. So overall, I'd probably say 6.5, maybe a 7 at best. So worth watching if you just want to have some fun and watch a silly rom-com slasher that has almost gets silly enough where it feels like it's you know, it feels like a little bit of Killer Clowns or you know, Killer Clowns meets Airplane or something, or Police Squad, Naked Gun or whatever. It's not quite that silly, but there's a lot of decisions and stuff going on there that really makes you shake your head and go, oh, what? Like, what did, you know? I found myself looking at my daughter a few times, like we both sort of look over and go, huh? And you could tell we were both thinking the exact same thing, that why would they say that? It's like, well, that's really silly, or why would you even do that there? There's a lot of that, and you know, again, she felt pretty much the same way as I did on it. It looked like it could have been a lot better, but it got really kind of dumb in the end. So anyway, take that however you will, and let me know what you thought of it. You know, I'd love to know in the comments. So that's it for now for this quick review. Thanks so much for watching as always, and we will see you again for another one soon. Take care, guys.